Hi everyone, welcome to Colouring with Kay and thank you for joining me today. So I purchased this beautiful postcard book, Rita B Afrika. I did get this on Amazon. It is available on Amazon and it's the postcard book and by Rita Berman, and so I thought I'd do a quick flip through. So let's just come out a tiny bit, that's it. So yeah, I really like this. Now what I like about these postcards is that part of the image is enlarged so that it's not too small to colour. So I quite like that, that's really beautiful. And then we've got this, which I think is near the front of the book, if I'm not wrong. And then we have this, a camel. Oh yeah, with that plain bit that looks like it's going to crash. Cairo. So yeah, with some postcard books, when they convert the book, convert the book into the postcard, the image becomes really, really small. This isn't the issue with this. It's not very like this. It's not really, really thick card. This it is like I would call it thick paper. I mean, it is quite bendable, but it is thick. I mean, you can use a lot more mediums on this, and obviously it's a smaller project, so they're always fun to do. I've actually got all of Rita's previous postcard books. I think the Europe one and the Asia one, Tanzania, if I can say the word right. I remember doing that one on camera. It's a fun one to do. So if you just want a smaller version, you could actually do this. We've got a little elephant as well. They do fall out, but that's the nature of the product, isn't it, really? You are going to detach them if you're going to send them to people. I remember that funny one, Madagascar. Oh, these are the little trees. I quite like that. It's very pretty. It's a real fun one to do that. Oh yeah, and the little penguins going surfing. I like the stamp sort of thing on the border. Masks and drums, and this is that big double page in the colouring book that, and we've got like a section of it which is really nice. I do quite like that one as well. Marrakesh with a little doggy. And then I think that's the little house at the end of the book. So that's it. That's the little postcard book. I think I'm going to do this one, and I think using this sort of. I mean, the book is quite good as well, to be honest. So you could use watercolour, and I have used watercolour on the book as well. But I feel less worried when I'm colouring on postcards like this, because I know it's thicker and it can definitely handle much more water. So I might even use liquid watercolour. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that's the new Rita B Afrika colouring book. Well, not colouring book, colouring postcards. Hi guys, so I thought instead of just doing a flip of the postcards, I thought that I would tag this bit at the end, which is where I decided to actually have a little go at colouring the one of the postcards, and this one sort of stood out to me the most. really cute page, so I thought I'd do it. Do excuse the voice, I think I'm coming down with a cold, so I sound very croaky. So I am using the Paul Rubens phosphorescent watercolour paints. I can't seem to find these anymore, you know, anywhere online. I bought them quite a few years back, and they're beautiful paints. They've got a very subtle glittery effect. It's quite a beautiful sort of a subtle glittery effect, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I've not seen anything quite like it, so it's a shame that I can't seem to find whether they make this anymore. Can't seem to find it online, and I do use these paints whenever I can. So anyway, I'm using some yellow, orangey, red shades, transitioning from the light yellowy colours to the darker red, deep red colours at the bottom. And I'm using, what brush is it again? I'm just grabbing it because this is a voiceover, a Princeton Neptune, which is which is a lovely brush. Everything seems to fall wherever I work on my desk because there's such limited space. Everything just falls all over the place, and it really does irritate me. But anyway, you can see me just sort of painting with that brush. It's just so relaxing using watercolour paints and actually painting. I do really enjoy it, and I try to incorporate it into my colouring where I can. I do actually go over the leaves at the bottom, and now I'm thinking that maybe I shouldn't have gone over them leaves, but I was intending on using something opaque over them, and I do use some Pentel gel pens for those leaves at the bottom, but they weren't as opaque as I would have liked. I think a metallic gel pen would have been more opaque. But anyway, it still looks okay at the end. You know, the finished page does look quite nice. I do quite like the background, completely opposite to what seasonal weather we're having in the UK at the moment, when it's absolutely cold. It's the back end of autumn now, and starting really of the winter months. So yeah, I'm just filling in the gaps where I can. I don't know if you can tell, but there is a little bit of the phosphorescence, subtle glittery effect there that you can see. Now, I decided to do the bottom bit with some of the the phosphorescent watercolour paints. So also I'm using sort of an olivey green colour and like a yellow ochre colour, and then a sort of a brighter green as well. But I'm no expert. I'm just a complete and utter novice. So putting a little bit of golden reddy brown in there as well, just to give a little bit of variation. And then now I am going to use my Inktense pencils to the palm tree top. And I am using, in fact, I will list them in the description. I'm using Fern, Hooker's Green. Those are the two colours I use at the start. The Hooker's Green is to add a little bit of variation. I could have just used the Fern, the Olivina, the light olive and the leaf green, but I wanted to add a little bit of variation of greens. So I actually did use the Hooker's Green to give sort of a brighter green in places, just to make it look a little bit more interesting. So yeah, I just worked from the lightest colours to the darkest. So like I said, Fern, and then Olivina, light olive and leaf green. These will all be listed hopefully in the description below, providing I do not forget. And then for the trunk of the tree, I use Inktense again. So I use tan, saddle brown, natural brown, dark chocolate, yeah, that's it. Those are the colours I use for the trunk, and then for the little mound bit at the bottom, what the bird's standing on, I also use a bit of light brown in the form of Willow. And then I think I also use saddle brown colours as well. So yeah, I'm just adding some of the leaf green there, I think the darker colours. Or is it the leaf? Yeah, that's it. And then now the tan green. So what are you colouring, guys, at the moment? There have been a few new colouring books out, and I've been buying some of them. So you should, if you've not already done so, let me look at my schedule. Yeah, I am going to do a little, this video should come out before the mini book haul. So yeah, my mini book haul, I think, will come out in December, early-ish December, should we call it? Because I've purchased some, although I have tried to cut down on my spending a little bit, because I am, well, we're on that house hunting bandwagon again and trying to find a place, but we need to get ours on the market as well. So it needs a little bit of work before we put it on the market. So yeah, I'm trying to be good and not buying everything that I see. So yeah, I'm still buying. I'm not going on no spend because that's just unrealistic for me, and I'm going to go on a low spend instead. So I am now activating or dissolving the Inktense pigment. There's just nothing quite like Inktense, is there? It's just one of the most unique and beautiful mediums to use. So I did the activating mostly off camera just to save time and not bore you to death. And now I'm starting on the bird. I wanted it to have like a aqua teal sort of colour in its main body. So I am using Malibu Teal Green Sea Breeze on the main body of the bird, and then I think I use pink flamingo and deep rose on the wings and on the tail part. And then for these signs, I use, basically on each sign I'm using a pair of colours. So Mauve and Thistle, then Fuchsia and Red Violet, then pink flamingo and deep rose, Lapis blue and Denim, Iris blue and violet, and finally Carmine pink and sugar plum. So I wanted to sort of use some bluey colours, bluish purplish colours, violets, and then some sort of pinks and dark pinks and such. I was planning to use metallic paints on the bottom bit, which is what the little mound with the flowers is standing on, the bird standing on. So I was, or I am going to use, or I did use, should I say, some fine tech metallic watercolour paints. But before that, I wanted to add a little bit more depth and shading. So I used my polychromos pencils, which worked okay. As you know, I do love my polys. They work beautifully on pretty much most papers, and they did work nicely, but I think a softer pencil on this postcard paper would be better. So something like the Holbeins, I think, or the Prismas, I think I would have enjoyed a bit better. Not that the polys didn't work well, it's just that I didn't like it as much as I like them on other papers, basically. But I still like them. So now we're in with the metallic paints. So I'm using the Fine Tech palette, which is you can purchase from Amazon. They can come in a set of 6, I think, but I think the full set is 12. So this is a beautiful brown colour, which you don't find in many metallic paint colours. And then I'm using this gorgeous sort of burnt orange, sort of bright orange type colour. Maybe not a burnt orange, more like a beautiful, I think it's called, I don't know, it's got a name, but I've forgotten it. I think it's called Indian Summer in the Coliro paint, and the Fine Tech paint's got pretty much the same colour, but I'm not sure if it's called the same name. an after look. I'm adding a bit of the gold from the Fine Tech palette as well on this star at the top. And then I'm using some of my Pentel gel pens. So I've got the pink and the, what is it? The pink and the blue colours. And I'm just going over some of the detailing with the Pentel gel pen, dual hybrid gel pen on the bird. And then I'm using a little bit of glazed pen for the centre of the flowers. So I'm just using pink. I do go over all the black lines that have been sort of faded away a little bit by the gel pens and the metallic paints. I use the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Black fine liners, which are in a 0.1 and a 0.3 millimetre to go over the black lines. I'm now using my Sakura Jelly Roll black glaze for the eye, and I do use it for the as you can see me doing that now, for the lettering, although it was a bit difficult because the nib size is larger than the text size. So I did the best I could with that. And then now I added some silver around the signs because I just wanted it to pop a little bit more. So I wanted it to, you know, stand out a little bit more in the picture. And so that's what I did. Then finally, I am adding a little bit of sparkly green gel pen, which was the Carmine Deco gel pens. A little bit of white Posca for highlights. Yeah, they call the Carmine Deco gel, the green one that I used for the leaves. Some Posca highlights on the birds, on some of the other bits and bobs. And then I decided to use my Pentel Matte Hop Black, which it took me ages to find, so I actually switched the camera off, but I finally found it. And I just went over some of the black lines on the palm tree top just to, I don't know, bring it out a little bit more. And then, yeah, that's it. That was my last bit, adding the Pentel Matte Hop pen just for a few of the black lines in the top of the palm tree. And that's it, that's my picture. I really hope that you enjoyed this little bit that I inserted with this flip through. Yeah, it was fun to do. It did not take me long to do this. But yeah, I just like using lots of different mediums, and I just wanted to share this. So I hope you enjoyed this, and until next time guys, take care. Happy colouring. Let me know what you're colouring as well. See you later. Bye.